If your birth chart shows connection to stars of Lyra constellation, this video may bring healing and sense of peace that you may have been looking for. My name is Balaz, and I just finished a beautiful, deep conversation with my community of quantum soul guidance practitioners during our regular Q&A call. We talked about how much the souls who originate in the Lyra constellation, who are incarnated on Earth at this time, how much they are traveling around the globe, often changing homes because of external circumstances forcing them to, and how difficult it is for them to feel a sense of home, feel a sense of peace, and feel a sense of safety. I personally have met many clients over the years who had challenging aspects to stars of Lyra through their natal planets, who experienced really challenging autoimmune disorders like the Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, arthritis. And when we tapped into their soul records, whether through regression hypnosis that I used to facilitate over 7 years, or through tapping into their soul records, there was a soul memory of the very ancient war in the constellation of Lyra, where an entire beautiful, peaceful civilization was attacked by domineering race to the point where the planet was destroyed and lost, and the Lyran human civilizations in their advanced development already had interstellar travel established, and on a massive size arc were able to rescue huge amount of genetic materials and relocate to another exoplanet in our galaxy. Many of them then moved forward and seeded many other worlds. The trauma of witnessing their entire beautiful home planet being lost to war, the trauma of losing millions of souls in a relatively short amount of time, the trauma of losing a sense of home and family and relocating. Many were lucky enough where they relocated with their immediate family members, but many weren't. Many lost their loved ones, and many lost their own lives, and then eventually were reborn again. But this trauma was so intense, so immense, that it imprinted in the soul records of the Lyran collective to the point where it echoed across their future incarnations. The way we see it playing out here on Earth is countries that are being attacked by external force and innocent people having to evacuate their home and leave and never be able to return. It's an echo of very ancient collective wound that I wholeheartedly believe we are here to resolve, dissolve, reveal, and heal collectively. There are two ways of how I'm witnessing this ancient trauma echoing in human incarnations in our time. One is the type of situation that I've described earlier, where there is autoimmune disorder, an experience of attack, being out of control, feeling unsafe, feeling pain. In many cases, those who are experiencing the autoimmune disorders, when we looked at the soul records, they were the Lyran souls that experienced the wars at the most visceral level, the brutal reality of attack and what that looks like when weapons of mass destructions are being used. You know, so the trauma, the shock of the attack lives on and echoes all the way to this incarnation. And the healing mantra that I found deeply nurturing and affirming is, I reclaim my divine birthright to feel safe in this universe. I reclaim my divine birthright to feel safe in my body. I reclaim my divine birthright to feel safe in the here and now. The second version of the echo of this trauma is the constant movement of home, whether through personal sense of dissatisfaction, so constantly looking for a place of home, yet not being able to find it anywhere, so you move all the time, or being forced to move by external circumstances, whether through work demands or through any other types of scenarios that you can imagine. But you're moving much more than anyone else you would know. The person on our call today, he moved 47 times, and he is just a few years older than I am. Those who are healthy in their human body, but are traveling a lot. In most cases, are souls who experience Lyran wars. Secondarily is a word that comes to mind. There were many civilizations in Lyran constellation. There were multiple planetary systems that were occupied. And when the news of the wars and attack on one planet spread to the other planets, there were those that were able to evacuate and leave without having a direct experience with the weapons of mass destruction. So these are the souls that seem to be haunted by the experience of searching for new home, searching for a place where they can find a sense of home and peace. As I'm recording this video on January 21st, you may have seen Anthony Robbins' ads left, right, and center as he's promoting his upcoming summit. So I was inspired to look at his galactic astrology chart, and am I even surprised that his natal Saturn in 4th house is conjunct star Vega, the brightest star of Lyran constellation, and his natal moon squares one of the Lyran stars called Sulafat. Many of you may be well familiar with Tony Robbins' life story and his immense drive to alleviate suffering. He's actively helping people get fed, sheltered, healed, helped in any way possible. And he traveled the world many times over. Is that perhaps the manifestation of his soul being connected to Lyra? As I'm sure you can imagine, there's a lot more to Tony Robbins' galactic astrology chart, and I would love to someday soon share what I see. But for this video, I just wanted to stay focused on Lyran stars and the beautiful revelations that came through today's call. If you were born in the late 70s, your natal Pluto is squaring the brightest star in constellation of Lyra called Vega. And for everyone else, if you're not sure if you have connection to Lyran stars, you can go to my free calculator on galacticastrochart.com/free, put in your birth details, and then search your screen for Lyra stars. If you're someone that moves a lot and you are finding it really difficult to feel a sense of home and connection, and it's really deep, it's like soul level pain that is lingering and there is nothing you can do with it, seemingly. The healing mantra that may be really powerful for you is, I reclaim my divine birthright to feel at home and to feel at peace wherever I am. I reclaim my divine birthright to feel sense of peace and home wherever I am. As we discussed this and more during the live call, there was a beautiful perspective that came in from one of the QSG community members, Heather. She shared, what if those that constantly travel are not doing so because they're seeking sense of home and peace, but because they carry the original Lyran human frequency of a most beautiful world, most beautiful home. Imagine utopian civilization. And that coding is required to be seated and anchored around our planet as we are going through our collective remembering of everything that was lost and forgotten, all the beautiful wisdom and all the beautiful loving connections that we've had as we fell into collective amnesia. We are here in millions helping to anchor codes of universal love, wisdom, in harmony with nature, in harmony with universal laws. And I had goosebumps when I witnessed Heather dropping this beautiful insight, this revelation. What a beautiful, powerful, healing and empowering way to reframe the old Lyran trauma imprint story. I invite you to flip the perspective from I'm seeking sense of peace and home. I'm not sure where that is. I'll probably never find it. I'm looking for so long now. And we're not talking just your current incarnation. We're talking aeons of time. And instead, start affirming and living and embodying and knowing that you are the one that can access through your heart, through your soul, through the deep love that imprinted on you way before the trauma happened, way before the ancient Lyran war occurred. You were imprinted by the magnificence of your home planet somewhere in ancient Lyra. The planetary being that was emanating divine love, beauty, radiance, harmony, deeply nourishing every living being that it hosted. I also want to add that during the conversation inside the community, one of the members who shared about her story of moving in search for that sense of peace and home, that she finally found it, and she feels it's because of the particular place on earth that is sparsely populated. The frequency of nature is really loud and clear, and she felt welcomed by nature herself. So she's oozing this sense of deep connection, home and peace where she is. And she feels guided to visit sacred sites during powerful astrological transits. So I invited her today to allow herself become a channel, a vessel for extending what she found to all Lyran souls and to all native nations like the Aboriginals and Native American Indian and so many others who also seem to have lived the echo of this ancient Lyra trauma, being attacked by an external malicious force, domineering nation that simply took over, and they were misplaced and oftentimes never being able to come back or living in great pain because everything they knew changed. And if you're watching this and you're deeply resonating with what I'm sharing and you do have connection to Lyran stars, are you maybe one of those early pioneers in the Lyran collective that are already anchoring sense of peace and home through your lived experience? Because I believe as we are rapidly, collectively healing and remembering all these ancient sacred stories of our true history, there are those that are already on the other side of this, that already came full circle. And if you are one of them, I invite you to start living in a prayer that what you are feeling is becoming consciously available to all, and not just Lyrans, every soul. May our collective capacity for embodied peace and connection become known to all. This is my invitation to help you anchor a perspective that feels healing, empowering, accepting, even embracing the reality of what may have occurred aeons ago. And through this conscious choice, what if you're helping to end the echo of that ancient trauma for the entire collective. Doesn't it feel like we are coming full circle, like we are reaching that alpha omega point? So it is time to seize the collective suffering, to restore balance and harmony on all levels. Are you the one that is helping to make that happen? I believe so. If you are guided to this video, I'm sure it's by divine design. Please let me know in the comments if this is helpful, if this new perspective, new take on your story and your experience is helping you to fully embody your beautiful wholeness as a divine human. It is my absolute honor to share this with you. I am in deep gratitude to my community that continues to inspire me. And until I see you again, I send you much love, joyful peace, and well-being. Take care.